Hey y'all, it's your girl, Fertility Queen. I hope you like the new do. I hope you're feeling it as much as I am. I had long hair for the longest time, but I decided to do a chop, and I pierced my nose again. So I have like 2 holes now. Surprisingly, this top higher nostril piercing, well, I got a curved needle and just went into the spot I wanted to. I know that I should go and get it professionally done, but I actually needed to save money and the convenience of just knowing exactly where I want it pierced, and then the fact that they use these corks and like weird devices to pull your freaking nose. I'm not all about that. I can barely stick my pinky in my nostrils, so I have ultra tiny ear holes and nostril holes, so I decided they are not going to have any success. I might as well just do it myself. So yeah, no bleeding, hardly any bleeding, any swelling. This was about, I want to say like a week ago. But this guy, this first one, the lower one, that one took forever to heal. I'm talking like 2.5 years to heal, and I still have problems with it. For the most part, it's healed. It doesn't really close up because I've had to get it re-pierced like 5 times. So it's very strange. I guess some spots on your body just does not like to get pierced. But anyway, let's go into the Q&A. This one comes from Miss Diaz. Hello, I'm trying to do a hormonal test to find out if my hormones are okay. I searched for online tests, but there are so many out there, I don't know which one I should pick. Do you have any recommendations? Which hormones should be included in the test? Thank you very much. Okay, well, back, I want to say this was like, I think it was 2011. We didn't have a whole lot of test sources, like online places. I think the only one that popped up was ZRT Labs, and I'm pretty sure they're still around. Like, we do like a, little test search, ZRT. But you've got it. If you're like in California like myself, you're gonna have to join the Canary Club. I don't know why it changed, but this was a few years back it changed. But when I did it, I was able to get the kit. You pay for the kit online, and then they send you the little kit, and you go and get you basically, well, I did the saliva test, and I think I ordered like a blood spot, or I think that might have been through my doctor. But anyways, I think you have the option to do blood spots as well as saliva, and I say go with the saliva, and you get it done, and you like spit in the tube, or you go to the doctor, not doctor, but you go to the like Quest Labs, and you get your labs that are on this sheet that are ordered, that you paid for, and they go ahead and they do the draw. That's it. You send it, the kit, saliva kit, into the mail. I think it's prepaid because you paid for it already. And then a couple weeks later, somebody should get back to you with your results. So you don't need to see a doctor, because they're a doctor, right? Call you up, they go over your results, and they let you know. Ask about the reference ranges, what they mean, and they should be able to tell you. And they should be able to give you a copy and through your email, okay? So same thing with your blood spots. Once you get it done at like the Quest Lab, they'll go ahead and phone you when your results are ready and ask the questions that you need to ask. What does this reference range mean, right? And I'd like a copy of it, thank you very much. I don't know if they charge. I've never been charged for a copy of my labs. So anyway, ZRT Lab hormone test kits at www.livewelltesting.com. Again, that's if you're in the States. If you're not in the States, find something that has good reviews, I would say, because I can't recommend what's, out of state. or like out of the country. But I've used ZRT Labs as well as another one. I totally forgot what the name of it was, but most of these places are pretty much legit. Always check with the Better Business Bureau if you're having any doubts. That's what I would go with as far as hormone testing, but again, you have to join the Canary Club. I don't know about all the other places, maybe it's different. So yeah, ZRT Labs is still here, just type them up. And what you're going to want to do is get a full panel. If you've got thyroid problems, like a lot of us ladies do, hence why we didn't grow in the first place and develop the way we were supposed to, you're going to want to test a full blood workup. It's expensive, I'm not going to lie. I'm talking about save your tax return, save your bonus, save as much as you can for 6 months if you need to. You're going to want to get the full workup. I did TPO antibodies, I did thyroglobulin, I did reverse T3, your uptake, T4, which is really not super important, but you want to know what your T3 levels are, because that's what your liver is able to convert into, T4 into T3. If you're not doing the conversion, the test is going to tell you, because you can have like all this good T4, but it's like, oh my god, your T3 sucks, right? So get a good endocrinologist so that they can go over these labs with you once you get your labs. Get your cortisol test done, because remember, you got your thyroid, your pituitary, your adrenal glands, along with your ovaries. Everything is like a feedback loop. They're like communicating with each other, right? So if some gland isn't working properly, you're gonna have a harder time getting results. So this is why it's so important you want to test everything. And I always say test prolactin. That's like the most important. Everybody, like 80% of people miss testing prolactin levels. Prolactin levels is what makes your breasts feel like water balloons. You want them to be firm. Like mine right now, I mean, they're normal. They're definitely not bloating. I'm not in the latter half of my cycle. They feel more like water than they do jelly, but I'm gonna assume that my prolactin levels, they're probably normal. I don't have high progesterone. I feel I need probably to up my progesterone. You can tell once you've had prolactin that's high in your body, whether you've breastfed or you did the experiment like me. I have a video on it, mammary gland. Don't take that. It's not going to help you unless you want milk. That turned all my fat stores into milk stores in the course of 2 months, and the feeling and the look of the breast were completely different. So that's how I know. So test your prolactin, test your estrogen, E1, E2, E3, test your, get a full-on, test your DHEA levels, test your androgen levels. You want to know what your testosterone is, your free running testosterone. Pituitary would be awesome to test, like the function of it, just to make sure you don't have an overactive pituitary or an underactive pituitary or like a cancer. Sometimes we have extremely high prolactin levels, and that could be indicative of, let's say, a pituitary tumor, or you just have some seriously high androgen levels, and with that comes higher, well, it's like non-existent estrogen, which would actually still be higher than your non-existent progesterone, and prolactin generally tends to be high along with that. So that's how you know you might be like a hirsute, especially if you're not getting your period on time or getting your period at all. So you want to get those things tested. Take your time with this. I did 3 stupid trial and errors. Didn't work out because I didn't get my test done. I didn't know what I was putting in my body. I was just taking everything. I was like, I was like a 16-year-old. Like, oh, let me just try everything. All right? You don't want to do that. So patience is key. And once you get your labs done, you know what you're deficient in, what needs to come up. You're taking herbs that are going to support your body. Maybe you need to cleanse. And then you can go ahead and get into your program. You can test again, just to be sure. I did a test. I had to do my test routinely every 3 months, but luckily I was on Medi-Cal at the time. And I was able to get these things done because I had thyroid issues and adrenal issues that were proven in my previous labs and tests. I had paid for expensive doctor visits, naturopaths, MDs, ones that prescribe bioidentical hormones. Those guys are expensive. So I had all of my labs prior that told my doctors, hey, and my primary care practitioners there, I was literally entering menopause at 29. So they had me do routine tests every 3 months. And with that, I had a routine hormonal test, not just on my thyroid, or my cortisol levels, but my hormonals, regular hormonal labs, full workup. So I got kind of lucky there. So the more problems you have, the more your doctor should be inclined to send you to an endocrinologist. And if you've got Medi-Cal, even better. You can get these tests, most of these tests done at no cost. But I still went ahead and did the ZRT labs. I still went ahead and bought the test kit. I just didn't have to do it. I think I only had to do it once or twice. So that's basically what I would do. Don't feel so stressed out about which one to go with. They're all pretty much the same. Find the best deal. Find a online source that has really, really good reviews. And I guess I'll cut it from here because Lord knows it takes forever for me to upload a video when it goes past 12 minutes. I'll be back though.